Tonight, going outdoors has become a feeding frenzy for mosquitoes. Some communities are still without power after last weekend's storms. And why some residents in Wayburn are concerned about the new pool design.
Live from our studios in Regina, this is CTV News.
Good evening. With the extreme heat gone, people can finally get outside and enjoy that summer. But now, another problem that sucks, literally. As Jacob Carr tells us, the population of mosquitoes has exploded, turning all those grassy areas into a bit of a blood buffet.
This summer, Regina has been the perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes, with an influx of rain in June, followed by a heat wave in early July. The blood-sucking insects are thriving in the Queen City. City officials say their mosquito trapping program over a previous 11-week span caught nearly 800 mosquitoes, and then in the past 2 weeks alone, they have caught almost 2,000. The city also saying that preventative measures are taken to curb Regina's mosquito population.
We do larviciding, so essentially there's crews out 5 days a week. They go and they check standing water around the city, and if they find larvae in it, they'll treat it with a product called Vectobac, which kills the larvae. It's very target specific to mosquito larvae.
Thompson claims the extreme heat that the city has seen as of late allows mosquito larvae to grow faster, which makes it even more important for city workers to try and identify the larva early on in order to get rid of it before the mosquito hatches. Thompson says there are several precautions and steps citizens can take in order to mitigate the risk of mosquitoes near their home or getting bitten when they are nearby. That includes wearing light-colored clothing and using mosquito repellent with or without DEET. Reginans should also make sure that there is no standing water in their yards and cover or empty their rain barrels as often as possible. The city says that any tiny amount of water can carry tons of mosquito larvae. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
The Yellow Quill First Nation north of Kelvington has declared a state of emergency due to flooding, joining 4 other Saskatchewan jurisdictions, the Kisakus First Nation and 3 RMs. Elsewhere, 9 Priority 1 residents from Cody First Nation remain evacuated due to flooding and are being supported by the community. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency continues to support the RMs of Wolverine, Cody and Leslie Beach, along with Sheeho, Norquay, Burgess Beach, Chorney Beach, North Shore Fishing Lake and Duck Mountain Provincial Park. On Monday, Yellow Quill First Nation leadership said a key reason for the emergency declaration was flooding impacting a major road in their community. Now, storms that swept across central Saskatchewan over the weekend left a trail of damage and thousands of people without power. Crews continue to clean up and make repairs, but as Carla Shinkaruk tells us, some rural residents are still waiting for the lights to come back on.
Hopefully it didn't hit that farm.
This was on the western edge of Saskatchewan at Onion Lake Saturday. The weekend storm left a path of destruction across parts of northeastern Saskatchewan. This was in the village of Elsham, about 30 minutes southeast of Nipawin. Residents were left without power after Saturday night's storm.
There was 5 trees down, big trees, like not little ones, like 80-year-old pine trees down.
Some power lines hit because of fallen trees like that, causing widespread outages across the province.
That affected a very large area that included Prince Albert, Melfort, Shellbrook, Spiritwood, Nipawin, Candle Lake, and Hudson Bay. In total, about 50,000 customers were affected there.
Many residents in this affected northeastern area have been driving to Nipawin to access drinking water, washrooms, and showers. As of Tuesday afternoon, many people living in the rural areas around Elsham were still without electricity. A similar situation continues near the village of Cadet, just south of Nipawin. Bryce Drinkwater has been searching for answers from Sask Power.
Like, they've had a big job. I'm not taking that away, but I think doesn't leave me with a lot of confidence in them being able to provide reliable service.
In Elsham, Malberg says he's seen Sask Power crews working hard around the clock. Drinkwater, meanwhile, has had to miss work to get by.
Take time off work so that we can get everything set up and get the generators set up and get all of that going.
Sask Power says the storm system created the highest number of outages the province has seen in 4 years. Just over 500 residents in Saskatchewan were still without electricity as of Tuesday afternoon. The Crown Corporation says it's expected to have most remaining customers restored by the end of the day Tuesday. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, despite plenty of air conditioners running throughout the weekend, it wasn't enough to break Sask Power's summer usage record. Sask Power said the peak so far wasn't anything exceptional, falling short of the summer peak by 285 megawatts. One factor is that the hottest days happen during the weekend when business and industrial activity is lower. The summer usage record is still well behind the all-time peak during the winter at 3,910 megawatts. All right, Sabine joins us for our first look at weather. We're not seeing those extreme heat when it comes to temperatures, but still fairly decent temperatures out there.
Yeah, not too bad. We were within seasonal range, if not a little warmer for most of the province, Lee. So we're back into that range. I mean, the humidity did play a factor in how warm some of these temperatures also felt. For example, Regina, we warmed up to about 27, 28 degrees. For most of the afternoon, the humidex value was sitting at about 30. So still felt warm, just not as warm as what we've been experiencing over the last weekend there. Heading into the rest of this week, we're back into seasonal range. We will see a little bit of a cooler day for parts of Saskatchewan, in particular southern Saskatchewan tomorrow. We have some rain coming through the area, but other than that, there's not a whole lot to worry about. It's going to be a pretty seasonal day, and that's going to also reflect into the rest of this week and reaching into the weekend. But I'll have further details coming up in your full forecast. Lee?
All right, thanks, Sabine. There's no question the city of Wayburn is in need of a new pool, but residents there are concerned the design for the proposed $30 million project is moving ahead without insight from the community. Sierra D'Souza Butts tells us how the city plans to engage with people as the project moves into its next steps.
Ramina Edgerton grew up playing water polo in Wayburn since she was 10 years old. Now she plays professionally, representing Team Granville in France.
I was watching them and their careers progress, and they were going off to play for national teams, to play in Europe, to play at universities, and I was seeing that, and I wanted that.
She was first introduced to water polo through her brother.
My family, we didn't know what it was. It's not a very popular sport. But he went, he tried it, and he loved it, and in the end, I ended up loving it too.
Without having an indoor pool in her hometown, Edgerton says she would have never given the sport a chance. However, in the last 2 years, Wayburn's indoor pool has been closed due to a leak.
Every year that we don't have an indoor pool is all the grade 3s and 5s don't get swimming lessons. And it's going to end up unsafe because how many kids have backdoor pools now?
As the city works towards building a new $30 million facility, residents worry about the project's future design.
I'm in favor of something like the Spark Center, which the city's done so well, where we can have more than one activity happening at the same time.
A pool in this size city is a need. It's something that's required. Kids need to know how to swim.
One community advocate is proposing the city dive deeper into researching how 2 pool tanks can be built instead of 1 while staying within its budget.
With a 2-tank facility, you can have a sport activity going on, a competition, and you still have the other tank for your community recreation, which is necessary because you have to cater to the community needs as well.
However, the city says 2 basins are highly unlikely based on consultation from experts.
If the people of Wayburn overwhelmingly say to us, we want 2 basins and we want to use the old pool, but that budget comes in at $65 million, we have got a decision then that we have to make.
Adding, the city plans to engage with user groups of the pool as it gets closer to the design stage. Although an exact location of where the pool will be built is not confirmed, the city says it will be somewhere in Jubilee Park. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Wayburn.
Well, it has been a huge talking point in the city of Yorkton. 2 new addiction post-treatment facilities in 2 residential neighborhoods upsetting the residents. Last night, the issue was brought forward to City Council. So last month, residents in a neighborhood spotted a Poundmakers Lodge truck, the organization known to operate addiction-related facilities. Poundmakers purchased 2 properties, but to operate the facilities in residential areas, they need council's approval. Yesterday, city administration presented its reports in front of a packed chamber, and council rejected Poundmakers' application to rezone a property at Driftwood Crescent, and also a motion was made to table the discussion regarding the old Rock building location.
Well, I just think like everybody's aware that it's a need in the city. It's just where do you put it, right? Like for this health services facility. So where are we going to put it?
Council will discuss the old Rock building plan on August 10th. CTV News did reach out to Poundmakers Lodge for comment, but did not receive a response before broadcast. Vet students from the University of Saskatchewan are speaking out tonight, concerned about the future of a wildlife program. Laura Woodward explains.
Last summer, these young osprey were successfully released back into the wilds after falling from their nest. They were brought to the Western College of Veterinary Medicine for treatment. The university's teaching hospital provides a special service dedicated to treating wildlife. Last year, the hospital treated about 230 wildlife patients. In an email to CTV News, the university says it's temporarily closing its zoo, exotics, and wildlife service until August 17th because of a lack of specialized staffing. Students fear the temporary pause will become permanent.
It breaks my heart for the animals.
They say the program provides hands-on experience treating injured and orphan wildlife. Training, they say, can't be replicated in a classroom or through traditional pet cases.
We have so many amazing specialists and specialty programs that really just help us get a very solid education. And I think that our wildlife service is a core part of that makes the WCVM special.
More than 600 people have signed an online petition urging the university to keep the wildlife service.
So it really would be a shame to lose it for the animals, the public, and the students.
The Wildlife Rescue Society of Saskatchewan is grateful for the free vet care the college has provided them for the past 20 years.
We have a vet college here that's open 24 hours a day and handling wildlife for free. It's something no one else has in the country. And you know, I would be very sorry to see it end, of course, because I'm in the wildlife business, but I think we'll all get through it.
The university says it's conducting an extensive review before deciding the future of its zoo, exotics, and wildlife service. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, the potash company Mosaic is teaming up with Ducks Unlimited for wetland restoration. Through a 10-year agreement, Mosaic is contributing about $4.4 million into restoring nearly 180 hectares of wetlands. Ducks Unlimited Canada will lead the identification, design, and implementation of projects in priority landscapes across the province. They'll focus on areas most beneficial to wildlife, waterfowl, and local communities. City of Regina is calling for redevelopment proposals for the Taylor Field site. Plans call for the 15 acres to be turned into a housing subdivision. Earlier this year, the federal government committed $10.6 million under the Canada Housing Infrastructure Fund. That will enable engineering work to begin. Developers have until August the 13th to submit proposals with a deal to be signed in early October. The site is currently being used as a construction staging area for the new aquatic center. Well, another story of a Saskatchewan community stepping up. Last week, a daycare in the east end of Regina was broken into with several popular outdoor toys damaged. But as Damian Smith tells us, it didn't take long for the donations to come in, providing the children with some more fun in the sun.
Megan Schmidt opens up a shed full of scooters, wiggler cars, and cozy coupes, which are popular items for kids attending the First Years Learning Center in East Regina.
There's often times that we have to set a timer and each child gets, 10 or 20 minutes on it and then they have to switch.
That same shed was broken into during the early morning hours on Friday. According to Schmidt, a group of 3 or 4 teenagers climbed the structure, jumped into the shed, pulled the equipment out, and threw it around, which resulted in many items being broken.
For us is a lot. We only had 2 wiggle cars to begin with and about 5 scooters, so it's enough of a loss that it, cuts down the use for the children and they use them every single day.
After posting to social media on Friday, the center has received several donations of new items.
The response was widespread and immediate, and we have more scooters and wiggle cars now than we did before this incident, which is fantastic because that just means that more children have access to them.
What started as debris on the ground has turned into a shed full of fun for kids at the daycare.
And it really showed the children that, some people do bad things and some people make mistakes, but there's way more good people out there doing good things and willing to help.
The Regina Police Service did confirm to CTV that they did receive a report of a break and enter on Friday, July 10th, and that the investigation is currently still ongoing. Damian Smith, CTV News, Regina.
The Native American flute is an instrument not commonly found in Saskatchewan, but now there are classes being offered to teens on how to use the woodwind. In a spirit of reconciliation, the classes are being offered by a cultural advisor with 50 years of experience playing. The class is learning about the cultural significance of the flute, how to play it respectively, as well as how to construct their own.
There's different styles of play. Like we have Naheo way, which is a Cree. We have the Dakota way of play. We have our tribes from the south, the Navajo, the Kiowa, Comanche, as well as the Navajo. I mean, everybody has their own style of play. From there, it's just using your ear and being able to use the flute the way it's intended.
The two-day workshop concludes tomorrow. Another one is scheduled to happen again in August. Still ahead, First Nation leaders voice their concern the Prime Minister isn't holding up his end of the bargain. Plus, getting ready for another price increase at the pumps.
Greetings, everyone. Technology is always evolving and the next gadget is always around the corner. But radio communication is something that has been used for decades and is still being used daily across the country. 4 radio stations in northern Saskatchewan just received federal funding to keep residents up to date in a variety of Indigenous languages. The Cree language is being broadcast right now to over 70 communities in Saskatchewan. One of the unique features at NBC Radio, intended to retain language and culture.
We broadcast in our languages, but also to tell our stories in our languages, in our dialect, our way of thinking. It was based on that mission.
The Mississippi Broadcasting Corporation, alongside 3 other Indigenous radio stations, have received $1.8 million in federal funding over the next 2 years. The money will go towards the protection and enhancement of Indigenous languages and cultures. Cree broadcaster Vince Matawagan says there is a unique tie between the language and environment only found in northern Saskatchewan.
The Cree language is intrinsically tied with the land. You cannot separate the land and the Cree. If you grew up in town, that's all you ever knew, you'll probably only know about 60%.
Cree programming on NBC started over 40 years ago. Since then, it has gradually grown, with 1 hour dedicated to Cree and another hour strictly Dene. Language use also happens throughout the day. Charles says radio is still a valuable communication tool and will continue to be for the foreseeable future.
You look at the Kokoman Muslims that rely on us, the people in the trap lines that rely on radio to this day for their source of information. It's their way out to the world, especially the languages. We need to keep that focus.
The funding was provided by the Department of Canadian Heritage for programming suited to meet the needs and realities of Indigenous communities of northern Saskatchewan. If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
Well, almost exactly a year ago, Prime Minister Mark Carney convened a meeting with First Nations, promising to consult Indigenous communities on major projects. Today, many of the same leaders are back in Ottawa, and as Rachel Aiello reports, they say they're still waiting to see true consultation.
Projects built with Indigenous partners.
That was Prime Minister Mark Carney this time last summer, vowing full Indigenous cooperation and participation would be key to getting major projects built. But since then, few nation-building initiatives have advanced, and so the government is preparing further legislation to speed up project approvals, and that is sparking fresh concerns for First Nations.
The federal government can try and set up all the timelines that they want for project approvals, but they can't put a deadline on First Nations rights, and you have rights.
First Nations representatives are gathered in Ottawa this week for the AFN annual general meeting. And Carney's plans to expedite impact assessments for energy and infrastructure developments has taken center stage.
There is more dialogue needed before we agree to any process. We're not going to allow anything to happen without us being involved directly.
Those CTV News spoke with said they still feel left out of the conversation or are lacking the information needed to offer informed consent.
We see Prime Minister Carney all over the country and all over the world talking about our lands and our resources, but yet we have not seen them on the ground to engage us in any sort of fashion, and that needs to happen quickly.
Do the right thing.
do it honestly. We'll move a faster ahead, right?
First Nations leadership will also be discussing child welfare, housing, and calls for the Vatican to rescind a series of papal decrees. They will also hear from a slate of federal cabinet ministers. Mark Carney is not scheduled to speak, though he will be convening a meeting of First Nations chiefs in October. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
It appears leaders at Canada Post have no problem paying themselves. Management received more than $30 million in performance pay last year, despite staggering losses and a government bailout. A Canada Post spokesperson told CTV News the money was part of an existing compensation program and comes from its own revenues, not the repayable government bridge financing. Ottawa recently approved a bailout of up to $673 million. The Crown Corporation reported a record $1.57 billion in losses last year. With tensions ramping up in the Middle East again, many experts are expecting another big jump at the pump. Adrian Gabriel has more on skyrocketing costs and who's going to feel it the most.
The painful process of pulling up to the pumps is set to get even pricier.
Every time I hear the news is going up, it's a scary thing, man.
Gas prices are ticking upwards at midnight, anywhere from 5 to 10 cents per liter, depending on where you're located in the country.
We are seeing the effect of a shortage, of scarcity, of an energy crunch.
This is the average predicted price for regular gas in cities across Canada as of tomorrow, with one of the highest expected averages to be found in Vancouver at 198.9. One of the cheapest averages will be located in Edmonton at 165.
The world is quickly running out of oil, available oil to meet demand.
The price for Brent crude today hovered around $85 per barrel. The price this time last year was $66.84 per barrel. Stateside inflation in the United States cooled last month in part because of a dip in gas prices. While the renewed strikes on key assets by both the U.S. and Iran in the Gulf has been a driving factor behind the rise in oil prices for a second consecutive day.
It's frustrating. It's a little bit scary, because I got a kid that I got to feed as well.
I still need to drive, so
You're stuck. The road ahead for budget-conscious consumers and drivers remains both turbulent and unpredictable. An additional heads up for those families who are planning to load up their cars and head out for a summer road trip this weekend. Gas prices are expected to continue to increase later this week. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, today is France's biggest holiday, and it used the occasion to show Russia and the U.S. that Europe is united, stepping up to defend itself. A massive Bastille Day parade in Paris showcased support for Ukraine and symbolically flexed European military muscle. This year's event included troops and warplanes from across Europe and from Ukraine, which received the biggest cheers of the day as the Ukrainian president looked on. Bastille Day commemorates the start of the French Revolution. Tense wildlife confrontation between a tourist and bison inside Yellowstone National Park. Massive bison charged a 65-year-old man and his grandson. The grandfather tossed almost 3 meters into the air, as you see. A witness said the agitated animal settled near their campsite moments before the brutal attack. The man's family said he did undergo surgery and is currently on the mend. Coming up, the Canadian Forces Snowbirds give fans in Saskatoon and along Highway 11 one last run.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look at your forecast for the rest of this week. It's just Tuesday. I have no idea what day it is. We're going to take a look at your current temperatures in Regina. 24, feeling like 27. It did feel like about 30 degrees for most of the afternoon. And as we head into tomorrow, we will start to see those temperatures cool just a little bit more. Now, our radar satellite not really showing much. We did see a little bit of that rain over the last couple of hours coming through southern Saskatchewan. We do have some air quality warnings in the northeast. But other than that, we have nothing nothing as of right now, knock on wood, that could pose any type of severe weather coming our way in the next day or so. We do have more rain on the way, and tomorrow is expected to be quite cloudy. So even heading into this evening, we did start to see more clouds rolling in late this afternoon, and that's just going to continue for most of southern Saskatchewan, actually all the way up to Prince Albert for this evening. And then we have more rain coming in along the southern border mostly. Now, this system looked like originally we were going to track it further into the province, but it looks like it's just going to continue sticking around just along the south there. Regina could actually see a little bit of scattered rain tomorrow, but other than that, when we clear out Wednesday, we'll see mostly a mix of sun and cloud for our Thursday, and then lots of sunshine expected for the start of the weekend, and temperatures a little warmer as well. But this is what we've got going on for up until Thursday evening, and then into Friday morning, a little bit more cloud cover in the southeast to start your morning. But like I said, we'll start to see a lot of that cloud cover breaking up, leaving us with sunnier conditions. You'll see more of that in your 7-day forecast. But tomorrow, for the north, we're seeing pretty seasonal temperatures, a little warmer for La Ronge, 29, mainly sunny, a little rain expected for La Loche at 26, 26 and a mix of sun and cloud for Lloydminster, 27 and a mix of sun and cloud for Prince Albert. Saskatoon seeing cloudier conditions, 26, cooler in Yorkton tomorrow, 22 and cloudy, 25 and mostly cloudy for North Battleford, and then again, cloudy conditions along the south there, the southwest, and cooler actually, 25 for Maple Creek, which is seasonal, but 22 for Swift Current, 23 and some light rain expected for Moose Jaw in the southeast also. Similar story. Could see a risk of thunderstorm for Estevan tonight. 24 mix of sun and cloud tomorrow. 22 in rain for Wayburn. 23 in rain for Assiniboia. For Regina, mostly cloudy tomorrow. 23 is the expected high. Very warm night expected tonight, though. 19 is our low for this evening. And then into the rest of this week, we've got a lot of warm temperatures for your weekend. 26 and mainly sunny for Thursday. Friday, like I said, tomorrow we could expect to see some rain, maybe up to about 3 millimeters if we see any. But by the time we get to Friday, nothing but sunshine, winds up to 15 kilometers an hour. 30 is the daytime high. Saturday, a little bit more cloud cover rolling in. 30 continues to stick around as the daytime high. By Sunday, though, nothing but sunshine, 27 degrees. I do just want to point out, though, we will start to see those winds picking up, gusting up to about 65 kilometers an hour on Sunday. So warm and sunny, but very windy expected on Sunday. By the time we get into Monday, though, we'll see the winds calm down a bit, but we're back into that seasonal range. Average daytime high for this time of year, we're usually sitting at about 25, 26 degrees. So 25 and sunny on Monday, Tuesday as well, 25 and mainly sunny. And just a quick note, we could possibly see some scattered precipitation Saturday, about 1 millimeter, if that, as we head into the evening. And the same story for Sunday heading into the evening. Could see some scattered precipitation, which ultimately does cool things down a little bit, but the temperatures were not in those extreme daytime highs anymore, Lee. So we're going to still sit in the seasonal range for our daytime highs, but a lot of sunshine still continuing for the rest of the week.
Yes, high 20s. That's perfect.
That's right.
Well, for most people, anyway. Thanks, Veen.
Thank you.
Well, it was a nice day to check out an iconic symbol of Canadiana. The Canadian Forces Snowbirds continued their Goodbye for Now tour, giving Saskatoon and communities down the Highway number 11 a friendly flyby. Stacey Hine has more.
The iconic Snowbirds soar over Saskatoon. Moments later, hundreds at the Saskatchewan Aviation Museum welcome the team. After climbing out of their jets, the pilots take time to shake hands with spectators. For some, the visit brings back childhood memories.
It was something I saw growing up, and it was really important that we brought our kids out to see it too.
It was really awesome. My uncle used to take me to an air show, and we saw the very first one in Moose Jaw that they had, so it brings back a lot of memories.
On their way to Saskatoon, the Snowbirds made several low-level passes over communities along Highway 11, paying tribute to fallen veterans and those who have served in the Canadian Armed Forces. It also gave some spectators their first chance to see the team in person.
I thought it was pretty cool. I've never seen anything like it before.
But it's quite neat to actually see it in person for the first time, because it's like this might be the last time I'll see it, first and last. So,
as you can see, the Snowbirds are just making a quick fuel stop in Saskatoon, giving people what could be their last chance to look at the Tudor jets before they retire. In May, the federal government announced the Snowbirds will be temporarily grounded after the 2026 season until their aging Tudor jets are replaced with new aircraft. For one pilot, the Tudor's retirement brings mixed emotions.
I've flown this airplane for 5 years now, so I have an attachment to it. But, you know, it's time.
Following the announcement, Brian Swittervich worked to arrange a last-minute stop in Saskatoon.
It warms my heart, quite frankly, that the team agreed to do this, because it's last-second changes are not traditionally happening in the Snowbird program. So it took some discussion, and they agreed.
Meanwhile, some spectators are urging Ottawa to reconsider. A petition has been launched, and some supporters here are signing postcards to the Prime Minister in hopes of keeping the Snowbirds in the sky. For now, the team continues its tour, with Edmonton next on the schedule. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Still ahead, the favorites from France falter in the World Cup semis as Spain surges on.
Here's what's happening in our community. The 4th Saskatoon Berry Festival will be happening on July 18th at 12 p.m. at St. Mary's Anglican Church at 3337 15th Avenue. For details, email stmarysregina.ca. Harmony United Church will be having a blueberry sale on July 18th at 9 a.m. at 3913 Hillsdale Street. For more details, check out harmonyuc.ca. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click Community Calendar or scan the QR code on your screen.
All right, very good. France was looking to make their 3rd straight World Cup final today, facing Spain in the first semifinal. France has scored the 2nd most goals in the tournament, 16, while Spain, they have conceded only 1 goal. So something had to give.
It's Cucure's delivery. It's beyond Oyarzabal. Awkward for Digne. Labal's gone over. Penalty.
Big mistake by French defender Luca Digne, conceding the penalty kick, and Mikel Oyarzabal makes him pay, giving Spain the 1-0 lead. Second half, nice give and go by Pedro Porro and Dani Olmo. Porro delivering the knockout blow. Marco Porro. Spain wins 2-0. They advanced to the final for the first time since 2010. On Bastille Day, too, for France. That's a tough one. The other semifinal goes tomorrow. England versus Argentina. They haven't played each other in a World Cup since 2002, when England beat Argentina 1-0 in a group game on David Beckham's spot kick. However, Argentina knocked out England in 1998, and who can forget the Hand of God game in 1986? The game will start 1 o'clock on CTV and TSN. Okay, so you may have seen it on social media. It's called Power Slap. It's a combat sport that's increasing somehow in popularity, where you literally slap the stuffing out of your opponent. Colton Weens introduces us to a Kitchener woman who's slapped her way to the top.
Women's flyweight champion of the world,
Kitchener's Ellie Belly Dempster making history in Las Vegas on Friday, becoming the first ever women's flyweight champion in Power Slap.
I'm so grateful about it. No, I'm still a little bit in shock.
The 29-year-old, now a perfect 3-0 in her Power Slap career, defeating Zoe Dubois in a 5-round unanimous decision in the first ever women's title bout.
The performance was not great. But everything before it was.
How life brought her here, she never expected. Dempster grew up in the Huron area of Kitchener, roughhousing with her brother and playing sports like football and rugby. But fighting was never on the table.
I've always been in the really aggressive sports, but then fighting was only a thing once I moved to Thailand. My family's so gentle. I was working with an NGO that rescued children from sex trafficking. And I, looked at the situation. I went, if adults aren't taking care of you, how do I teach these kids to take care of themselves? And I was like, I'll teach them self-defense. And I awkwardly had to look at myself and go, I don't know self-defense.
That led to pursuing Muay Thai professionally with 12 wins, 9 knockouts, and 2 losses. Then invited to an MMA bout in the U.S., she tore her ACL but bounced back, landing in Power Slap. Now the only female flyweight with a knockout and a title.
Flyweight on the side. It's a hefty hecker.
Dempster also tries to shed light on charities with each bout and has raised $30,000 for an orphanage in Thailand and over $100,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Every time that I get on stage, I do it for a reason. I have more of an impact being a voice than I do being a teacher. So I made the decision to move to America. And
while some frown at Power Slap for its lack of defense, Dempster says it has strict rules and competitors train their bodies to take hits. She hopes to defend her new title while continuing her combat career.
My career's just getting started. Start hitting 30, and for guys, that's when you start dwindling down. For females, oddly enough, that's when we've got more of a pathway for us.
Once a rough and tumble Kitchener kid, now on the world stage, taking it one slap at a time. Colton Ween, CTV News, Kitchener.
Still ahead, an entrepreneurial competition for Indigenous startups is expanding provincially.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at your rural forecast tomorrow. Same story that we've been talking about. We're finally back into seasonal range. We'll see some warmer temperatures over in Hudson Bay, though, 29, a mix of sun and cloud. But Melfort, Watrous, even down in Wynyard Outlook, a little cooler, but really not by much. The average is about 25, 26 degrees. Wynyard and Outlook, mostly cloudy, 24. Cloudy for Watrous at 26, a mix of sun and cloud for Melfort and 27. Slight rain expected for Spiritwood at 24, 26, a mix of sun and cloud for Meadow Lake, 25. Mix of sun and cloud for Lloydminster, and cloudy for Kindersley at 24 degrees. Closer to the southern border, same story. We might see a little bit more rain, especially in the southeast there. Broadview, rain and 19. Rain and 20 for Carlisle, and Assiniboia 23 in rain. Rockglen 22 in rain. And then the rest of the south, just seeing cloudy conditions, and again, a couple degrees cooler than average, if not right within average range, like Leader and Maple Creek. If we take a closer look at Beachy, where internet speeds up to 1 gig are available through SaskTel in the southeast, could see some rain tonight, up to about 1 to 3 millimeters of rain expected this evening for the Beachy and surrounding area, but warming up to about 24 degrees tomorrow. Mostly cloudy conditions with the winds up to 30 kilometers an hour, and a humidex value of about 28, 29 by mid-afternoon.
Saskatchewan is not the only province seeing a bit of a surge in tornado touchdowns this year. Alberta is also experiencing an unstable summer. Miriam Valdez-Carletti breaks down the data.
The ferocity of a tornado is something to behold, a thrill Jason Whiting wanted to experience in person over the weekend.
Tornadoes are such a phenomenon. You don't see them very often. Never know what you might find, so I headed out and went up the road to see what I could find.
He found this tornado by Tullabee Lake on Saturday and captured the whirling moment.
Seeing it from that perspective was kind of pretty unique and really lucky to see that.
As we get deeper into the summer, we're also right in the middle of tornado season in Alberta.
The season is June, July, August for the most part on the prairies, with a peak in July. So tornadoes are kind of a regular occurrence.
The Northern Tornado Project says we're seeing more activity than usual. Alberta has seen 24 tornadoes so far this year, blowing away the totals for the last 7 years. One of the biggest factors is the heavy rain we've been seeing since June.
The weather patterns seem to be stuck in place, and we keep getting the storms developing again and again over various parts of the prairies.
If you find yourself at risk of a tornado, it's advised to find stable, solid cover, like a basement, to stay safe. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
A local entrepreneur competition is going provincial. The Saskatoon Regional Economic Development Authority and the Saskatchewan Indian Institute of Technologies are teaming up to open SOAR. It's an Indigenous entrepreneurship competition to the entire province. The competition sees local Indigenous startups compete through workshops and pitches for a grand prize of $50,000 to transform their business. Christine Marie won the competition in 2022 and says it created a number of partnerships that have been instrumental for her career.
My two boys were sitting there. They've been part of the journey from the beginning, and just thought, you know what, let's give it our best shot. And so that's exactly what I did. And again, knowing when you looked out and saw a room full of people that were rooting for you, that's a big difference maker.
Applications open next week with the pitch finale happening in October. New independent bookstore has opened up in Regina, giving readers another place to curl up with a good story. The Blackbird Commons opened up on Rose Street in the building where Harry's Hi-Fi used to be. Run by a writer and artist, the space is more than just books. It's also a place to hang out, make a craft, put together a puzzle, or any other quiet activity you'd like to do.
Reading about old-timey bookstores and the ways they've had it set up, and they seem to be a hub of creative people coming together, sharing ideas. Even some shops had studios above where artists could like sleep or write or do whatever. So in building the space, we wanted it to be a place where people can just come and be themselves and hang out and do whatever they want.
Blackbird, you can check for hours, but they are open every day except on Mondays. Bad case of the Mondays there. Farm market. Canola street price down $7.80 to $721.45 per ton, while the futures price dropped a fair bit by $15.60 to $773.40 per ton. Amber durum wheat stayed the same, $285.20 per ton. Red spring wheat jumped up $2.67 to $291.07 per ton. Feed barley, $251.59 per ton, and flax is $630.54 per ton. Those prices courtesy of Bunge and Ice Futures Canada. The stock markets both going up. The TSX by 67 points. The Dow Jones very slightly by about 9 points. The Canadian dollar, it went up 0.02 of a cent. It is now at 71.14 cents US. Gold up $50.46. West Texas Intermediate crude up $1.20, and Western Canadian Select crude was up 88 cents. And gas in Regina, we heard in a story it's going to go up probably even more. Currently sitting at $1.68.9 per liter. Coming up tonight after the newscast, a couple of big bangs followed by Password. The Amazing Race Canada. Of course, it's the new season.
Yep.
Big Bang Theory again, just in case you missed the first two. And then E-Talk, and you've got your news. Well, you know, got to get your fill. Sun protection is important on these summer days, and you don't want to miss a spot.
And you never will if you just step into this sunscreen machine. It's at a resort in Florida. You simply step inside and it spins you around 360 degrees and sprays you down with the perfect amount of sunscreen. It works a bit like a spray tan, but the exact opposite.
Why do you have to act like a robot when you're in there?
Well, I think you just to get like every part of you.
I don't know. Is it going to get you perfectly though?
Well, it's better than none, especially over this past weekend. If you were out at Craven or the Ryder game, on the sunny side, massive shout out to all those fans who stayed on the sunny side.
Yes.
This probably could have come in handy.
Yeah, and a lot of water.
Yes. Well, a pub in Ontario was the target of an unusual thief.
So the business is in southwest of Ottawa. Yeah, that's right. This went to social media, hoping to identify this costume thief.
What?
Kind of a furry. Taking kegs from the property, as you would. The pub says as much as they got a laugh out of the video and the person that was robbing them, they'd like their kegs back and are asking anyone who spots the containers to let them know.
Bold.
Or maybe recognizes the costume.
They had to have known that there were kegs there, like, right? I have so many questions.
You're saying it's an inside job?
I'm more confused about the costume, but we're out of time.
Wait, there was a costume?